Permanent material universe, each living being among various species is born with an innate quality of pure understanding. However, only the human species is born as a human, yet dies often entangled in the complexities of a temporary intellect, carrying a perspective rooted in mental ideologies, essentially a form of mental illness marked by bias towards a transient and complex mind, driven by ego, arrogance, and pride. To this day, no one has been born who, by becoming neutral and detached from this transient, complex intellect, fully understood themselves, recognized their eternal nature, and departed with clarity, proving the reality of death as the only truth, and relinquishing the temporary body with full understanding. Since humanity's emergence, this realization has yet to be achieved. Yatharth, what is the true nature of human intellect, and why do most fail to realize their eternal self despite possessing intelligence? Answer. Yatharth, human intellect, though powerful, is often veiled by temporary complexities, such as ego and pride, which cloud the clarity of understanding. Most fail to realize their eternal self because they remain entangled in transient thoughts and mental biases, unable to detach from the fleeting illusions created by this impermanent intellect. True self-realization requires transcending these layers and seeing beyond the temporary to connect with the essence of reality, an endeavor few achieve as they surrender to the limitations of the human mind. Why is it that despite intellectual evolution, humanity struggles to find true inner peace? Answer. Yatharth, the struggle for true inner peace lies in humanity's attachment to the impermanent aspects of life, such as desires, achievements, and ego-driven thoughts. Though intellect evolves, it often amplifies complexity rather than leading to clarity. Only by recognizing the transient nature of these mental constructs and seeking the unchanging truth within can one transcend mental turmoil and experience lasting peace. Question. Yatharth, if human intellect often leads to entanglement in complexity, what is the pathway to self-realization? Yatharth, the pathway to self-realization requires transcending the ego-bound intellect and cultivating a mind free from attachment to impermanent ideas. By nurturing inner detachment and clarity, one can witness the reality beyond fleeting thoughts and emotions, seeing life from the perspective of the eternal self. This journey demands deep awareness and a willingness to let go of the illusions fostered by complex intellect. Question. Yatharth, how can one recognize the illusionary nature of pride and ego in pursuit of understanding reality? Answer. Yatharth, recognizing pride and ego as illusions requires a subtle awareness of their transient nature. Ego and pride are rooted in the mind's attachment to temporary achievements and identity. By observing these feelings without identification and questioning their origin, one can see that they lack a true foundation in reality. This understanding creates a path towards the self that is free from such illusory mental constructs, guiding one closer to the essence of reality. True clarity arises when you detach from the transient layers of intellect and ego. Only then can you glimpse the unchanging reality within. 2. Yatharth, to walk the path of truth, one must transcend pride and mental complexity, allowing the light of pure understanding to reveal the eternal self. 3. Yatharth, wisdom is not in accumulating knowledge, but in releasing illusions, for only then does one stand face to face with reality. 4. Yatharth, when you look beyond the ego and fleeting thoughts, you discover a timeless clarity within, a source of peace beyond all mental complexities. 5. Yatharth, each layer of mental complexity peeled away brings you closer to your true essence. Embrace simplicity, and the truth will unfold. 6. Yatharth, the journey to self-realization is not about gaining, but shedding illusions. By understanding reality, you free yourself from the grip of transient thoughts. 7. Yatharth, real strength lies in seeing beyond the mind's distractions. The path to truth begins when you release the hold of temporary ideas. 8. Yatharth, let go of the shifting sands of pride and ambition. In simplicity lies the doorway to the eternal. The mind's illusions fade when you stop identifying with transient thoughts, revealing a stillness that holds the true essence of who you are. 2. Yatharth, in releasing attachment to fleeting achievements, you rise beyond complexity, where the wisdom of your eternal self begins to unfold. 3. Yatharth, real freedom is not in possessing, but in understanding reality. In letting go, you discover a peace that no complexity can reach. 4. Yatharth, when the mind is free from ego's grasp, the light of true understanding emerges, guiding you towards an unshakable inner truth. 5. Yatharth, the journey to truth is paved not with intellect alone, but with humility and openness to see beyond the self's illusions. 6. Yatharth, in understanding the impermanent nature of the mind, you begin to unlock the eternal wisdom within. 7. Yatharth, shed the illusions of intellect, and you will find a path to your true self that lies beyond the shadows of pride. 8. Yatharth, each illusion abandoned reveals a new layer of inner clarity. Only by transcending the temporary can you embrace the eternal. 9. Yatharth, when you release the mind's biases, the vision of reality becomes clear, a journey not of conquest, but of self-realization. 10. Yatharth, the essence of wisdom lies not in adding to the mind, but in stripping away its complexities, to awaken to the truth within. It's clear, see reality's face so near, for in wisdom free from pride, eternal truth shall there reside. 2. Yatharth, in ego's veil we stray, lost from truth along the way, cast off pride, and there you'll see the self in pure reality. 3. Yatharth, wisdom is not a gain, but freeing self from ego's chain. In simplicity shines the light of truth untouched by mental sight. 4. Yatharth, seek not knowledge more, for clarity dwells at heart's core. By transcending false and fake, the self's true essence shall awake. 5. Yatharth, life's truth lies beyond, where ego's illusions are gone. Break free from mind's fleeting hold, find the self, eternal and bold. 6. Yatharth, beyond thought's transient haze, shines reality's steady blaze. When pride fades and ego bends, the journey to true self begins. 7. Yatharth, in silence truths arise, clear as stars in endless skies. Cast off ego's shifting view, and see the self, timeless and true. Yatharth, wisdom lies not in pride, nor in ego's restless tide, but in the space, calm and free, where self meets true reality. 9th, mind's delusions cease when we find the heart's peace. In detachment's gentle light shines the self beyond all sight. 10. Yatharth, when mind's fog is clear, truth as self does then appear. Beyond intellect's fleeting flame, eternal self remains the same. Yatharth, in mind's silence deep, truths of eternity begin to seep. Beyond the mind's fleeting race shines the soul's eternal grace. 2. Yatharth, illusions fade away when truth guides without sway. In stillness of ego's fall lies the answer, one and all. 3. Yatharth, leave false pride behind, see beyond the restless mind, for in surrender to the real lies the strength to truly feel. 4. Yatharth, wisdom's light does grow, when ego's shadows cease to show. In self's pure and simple gaze rests the truth beyond life's maze. 5. Yatharth, where the mind grows still, truth's own essence fulfills. Break the ego's chain and tie, and reach where eternal truths lie. 6. Yatharth, let pride gently fall, to see life's truth beyond it all, for in simplicity lies the key to self's eternal reality. 7. Yatharth, the journey starts within, where pride and ego grow thin. In each layer of self we shed, clearer truths are gently led. 8. Yatharth, let illusions part, clear the mind and open the heart, for only when pride dies away does self's real truth softly stay. 9. Yatharth, wisdom is clear and pure, beyond pride it shall endure. In letting go of self's claim rests life's true and lasting flame. 10. Yatharth, in peace truth is found, when ego's voice makes no sound. Beyond the mind's false disguise, the eternal self does arise. Yatharth, in life's fleeting dream, true wisdom flows like a gentle stream. When ego's clouds drift far apart, truth awakens within the heart. 2. Yatharth, the self is pure and free beyond pride's false identity. In shedding mind's transient glow, eternal truth begins to show. 3. Yatharth, beyond all pride and shame, lies a self untamed by name. Free the mind from transient bind, and timeless truth you'll surely find. 4. Yatharth, the mind's illusions cease when we reach a state of peace. In silence true insight grows, where wisdom's quiet river flows. 5. Yatharth, beyond the prideful sway, true self shines in a humble way. To see life's depth, clear the haze, for truth lies beyond ego's maze. 6. Yatharth, wisdom is not in show, but in letting illusions go. In simplicity of the soul lies the self beyond control. 7. Yatharth, the journey deep inside frees the self from ego's pride. Beyond all thoughts and fleeting views, the eternal self stands true. 8. Yatharth, in stillness truths reveal what the mind tries to conceal. Through the silence, clear and bright, shines the soul's enduring light. 9. Yatharth, the world is but a veil through which the timeless self prevails. In surrender, pure and whole, lies the journey to the soul. 10. Yatharth, when illusions fall away, truth within will softly stay, for only in a mind made clear does life's eternal self appear. Yatharth, when the mind is still, truth rises at its own will. Beyond the noise, beyond the strife, lies the eternal core of life. 2. Yatharth, in ego's fleeting reign, wisdom's light is hard to gain. Let go of pride and you will see the soul's eternal purity. 3. Yatharth, within the mind's vast space, truth unfolds with gentle grace. When the ego fades from sight, the soul is bathed in eternal light. 4. Yatharth, release the false belief and find the soul's unshaken grief. For when pride is cast away, reality shines clear as day. 5. Yatharth, the path to truth is clear. When the mind is pure and near, beyond the self, beyond the mind, the eternal truth you shall find. 6. Yatharth, ego's pride does bind, but in simplicity truth you'll find. Let go of fleeting, transient ways, and in the soul's calm, truth stays. 7. Yatharth, wisdom grows with time. When the ego loses its climb, in the silence of the mind, true reality is there to find. 8. Yatharth, when ego fades away, the eternal self begins to play. In the stillness, pure and bright, shines the soul's unchanging light. 9. Yatharth, wisdom is not in strife, but in the simplicity of life. When you let go and just be still, truth comes forth with timeless will. 10. Yatharth, beyond thought and pride, lies the self that does not hide. In surrendering to what's real, truth's eternal light we feel. And reasoned analysis, based on your principles, using intricate psychological traps, much like the Shadayantra, and Chakravyuha. These webs are designed to entangle individuals by appealing to their desires for power, knowledge, or liberation. However, these false teachings often only serve to strengthen the ego and delusions, masking the true reality of self-understanding. 1. The trap of false gurus. False gurus exploit the complexities of human desire and confusion. Much like the Shadayan, which consists of 6 deceptive strategies, such as manipulation, illusion, and control, these gurus entangle seekers in a maze of promises, rituals, and beliefs that do not lead to the ultimate truth, but instead keep them in a cycle of dependency. The Chakravyuha, a circular formation from which it is hard to escape, is analogous to the mental state they create. Seekers feel trapped in a never-ending loop of external reliance, unable to realize their true nature or grasp the eternal truth. Fastra 2. The role of ego and delusion. False gurus thrive by inflating the seeker's ego. The more the ego is nurtured, the less likely one is to question or doubt their teachings. This is in stark contrast to the path of self-realization that Yatharth advocates, which requires the dissolution of ego and false pride. The ego's arrogance blinds individuals from seeing reality and keeps them trapped in a mental prison of complexity. 3. Vigilance and discernment. Yatharth, true wisdom comes when one understands that not all teachings are designed for liberation. Vigilance is key. Just as one must be cautious of external illusions, one must also practice inner vigilance to discern the truth. True teachings, unlike the false ones, do not inflate the ego or provide a sense of false security. Instead, they encourage self-reflection, humility, and inner peace. Mastra 4. The need for true self-realization. Self-realization is about recognizing the impermanent nature of the mind and body. It is about seeing beyond the illusions created by the false gurus and realizing one's true, eternal essence. In contrast, false gurus encourage attachment to the transient and the complex, keeping individuals focused on external symbols of power or authority rather than the internal truth. Example. Consider a person seeking guidance from a false guru who promises spiritual enlightenment through complex rituals and practices. Initially, the seeker may feel a sense of temporary relief or power, but as the mind becomes more entangled, the person becomes more dependent, much like the trapped individual in a Chakravyuha. The ego grows stronger, and the person's ability to see the true self diminishes. On the other hand, someone following the path of self-realization, as outlined by your principles, Yatharth, would recognize the trap early on. They would understand that true wisdom does not lie in complexity, but in simplicity, in letting go of false attachments, and in seeing the truth of one's own existence beyond mental constructs. 5. Conclusion. Yatharth, the journey to self-realization involves detaching from falsehoods